Welcome to the Explainer. You know, by the time you've finished your morning coffee, you've probably already interacted with dozens of computers you've never even seen. That's the world of the Internet of Things. And trust me, it's about way more than just smart toasters. It's quietly reshaping everything from our health to the very cities we live in.
So, to really get our heads around the Internet of Things, or IoT, let's not start with some dry technical definition. Instead, let's just jump into a scene that might feel a lot closer to home than you think.
Now, this isn't some scene out of a futuristic sci-fi movie. Nope. This is the promise of IoT in action, and it's happening right now in homes all over the world. We're talking about a reality where the objects around you don't just sit there. They communicate, they anticipate your needs, and they act on your behalf.
Okay, so what is IoT at its core? Well, think of it like this. It's a giant network of physical things. Anything from the watch on your wrist, to a huge tractor in a field, to a simple streetlight, that have been given digital senses. They're packed with tiny computers and software that let them connect to the internet, gather information, and talk to each other. It creates this huge invisible web of intelligence all around us.
I mean, think about this evolution for a second. It's a massive shift in how we even think about what a computer is. We went from having one computer on a desk to a super powerful one in our pocket. And now we're in an era where tiny, almost invisible computers are being embedded into the world all around us, constantly gathering and sharing data to make our entire environment smarter.
Right. But how does a simple coffee maker know when you're waking up? How does a smart city know how to reroute traffic on the fly? Well, it turns out that any IoT system, whether it's a tiny little gadget or a sprawling city, is built from the exact same four fundamental pieces.
Every single IoT device relies on these four parts working together perfectly. First, you've got the sensors. These are the eyes and ears, collecting data from the real world. Then that data has to go somewhere, which is where connectivity comes in. That's the nervous system zapping the info up to the cloud. Next up, data processing. This is the brain, where all that raw information gets analyzed to find actual meaning. And finally, you have the user interface, which is how we see the results and decide to take action. Let's make this real with something many of us wear every single day, a fitness tracker. Its sensors are busy collecting data on your steps and heart rate. Bluetooth is the connectivity that sends all that info to your phone. Then, the data gets processed in the cloud to figure out things like calories burned, and you see it all through the app on your phone. That's the interface that shows your progress and maybe nudges you to get up and move. See? All four blocks.
So, we've seen how the pieces fit together on a small scale. But honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real power of IoT is when it operates on a massive scale. This tech goes way beyond our personal gadgets. It's completely revolutionizing entire industries. In healthcare, for example, wearable sensors are a total game changer. They can monitor a patient's vital signs in real time, letting doctors spot dangerous trends and step in before a health crisis ever happens. This is a huge shift from reactive to proactive medicine. It's literally saving lives.
Or take agriculture. IoT is making farming incredibly smart. Soil sensors can tell a farmer exactly which part of a field needs water or fertilizer, down to the square inch. This kind of precision saves an enormous amount of resources and can dramatically boost crop yields, which is absolutely critical for feeding a growing world. And inside our factories, machines are now smart enough to predict their own breakdowns. You have sensors monitoring things like vibration and temperature, and they can tell when a part is about to fail, automatically scheduling maintenance before anything goes wrong. This prevents expensive shutdowns and keeps our supply chains moving.
And this scales up even bigger to entire cities, which are becoming almost like living organisms. IoT sensors are the backbone here. They manage traffic flow in real time to cut down on congestion, guide drivers to empty parking spots, and even optimize waste collection routes. All of this makes our cities way more efficient, more sustainable, and just better places to live.
Okay, this all sounds pretty incredible, right? But, and there's always a but, with all this amazing potential, it's so important that we also face the challenges. A fully connected world brings with it a whole new set of really complex problems that we have to solve, from protecting our privacy to securing our most important infrastructure.
This slide really captures the tension at the very heart of IoT. For every incredible promise of convenience and efficiency, there's a flip side, a very real risk to our privacy, our digital security, and even just the basic ability for all our different devices to work together.
These three issues are really the major hurdles we're facing.
I mean, who actually owns the data your smart home collects about your daily habits? How do we possibly secure billions of devices from hackers when a single poorly secured camera could be used to launch a massive cyber attack? And on a simpler level, how do we make sure the smart light bulb you buy from one company can actually talk to the smart thermostat you bought from another?
This brings us to a really critical conversation that we have to have as a society. And there are no easy answers. How much of our individual privacy are we willing to trade for the promise of a safer, more efficient city? And maybe the more important question is, who gets to decide where that line is drawn?
So the crucial takeaway here is that IoT isn't just about new gadgets. It's about a fundamental shift in how we relate to the world around us. And as we keep building this ever more connected reality, we're left with one final, really important question to think about. Are we building a world that serves us, or are we building a world that simply watches us?